If you find yourself waiting in low ticket offers, or you're kind of meandering through your offer suite and you don't have a really clear back end offer or focus, this might be why you feel like you're not getting any actual momentum in your business. After creating multiple low ticket offers and memberships in the past couple of years, I found myself in constant sales mode and in this loop of creating and launching new offers every month. Even though I created some amazing content that I love so much, I realized the impact that it's creating on my business and on the lives of my clients and customers has not been as effective as I hoped and has led to my energy going out in so many different directions. Today, I'm sharing my cozy approach to reviewing and simplifying my offers so that I can focus my energy where it matters most. I'll walk you through my actual process for reviewing and streamlining my offers, show you the simple framework I use to make these decisions that aren't just about money. I'll walk you through my review and evaluation process and how you can make it work for you, and also talk a little bit about the importance of creating an offer suite that is not just compelling for your audience, meets different people in your community at the different points that they're at, but is also aligned to your own needs, strengths, and capacity, which sometimes means that you need to evolve your offers or make some necessary changes that mean you can make tweaks without throwing things out and starting all over from scratch. If you've been feeling like you need to jump on the low ticket train, or you just feel like you don't have clarity over your offers and how you can really make the most impact in your business, this video is going to be a really great place for you to start to take stock of where you're at, to make some important decisions about your offer suite, and to keep checking in and reviewing on a regular basis to make sure that you're constantly coming back to alignment with your own goals and needs. Hi, I'm Mackenzie-Smith, and if we haven't met yet, I am a cozy business coach and visibility strategist working specifically with more introverted, highly sensitive, and neurodivergent coaches and other service-based solopreneurs. Over the past 10 years as a coach, I've done so many different things, learnt from so many different people, and the thing that I really realized is that most of the strategies and systems that are out there being taught today don't necessarily support our needs and our energy. In this cozy business series, I'm documenting how I'm making tweaks and reviewing and changing things in my business to make them more aligned and accommodating to me, and sharing simple strategies and systems for how you can do the same. So today we're talking all about our offers and how we can simplify them to bring more alignment into our cozy businesses. And as much as taking things away can feel like we're restricting our ability to earn money, in my experience, by actually pulling my energy in to focus on just a few things can actually mean doing less work but having more of a positive impact on our businesses, our lives, and our energy. So let me take you back to where this all started. In August last year, I launched my first school community, the Cozy Business Common Room. And as a part of that launch, I put together all of my offers that I had available to kind of showcase and bring everybody in. And that was when I first realized just how many different things I had created over the past couple of years. And by being on this create, launch, move on cycle, I hadn't really given any of the offers a real time to shine. But not only that, there are a few other things that I started to really think about that I think a lot of people who've been following the low ticket strategy have been realizing and have started to make a shift and simplify their offers as well. The first thing is being in constant sales mode. In order to be building up enough people on our list every month to be relaunching something, we need to often invest thousands of dollars or the time and energy to be bringing lots of new people in every single week. The alternative to this is keeping your list quite small and your community quite small, but then constantly be launching offers to the same people over and over again. Not only do I know enough about my community to know this is absolutely not something that they are interested in, it is also a massive drain and burden on my own content creation and my energy. Speaking of energy, even though I'm really happy with the content I created and it really tested my ability to put things together quickly and put them into a templatized, easy to understand, bite-sized way, what I realized by having so many different offers is that even if I'm not actively promoting them all at the same time, my energy is being pulled in so many different directions. As a result of this, so often I was focusing on promoting a low ticket offer when I could have been using that time to book in calls for my one-on-one offer or my Emerge and Expand Mastermind. By making the decision this year to really streamline everything and make better use of the things I've already created, I can already feel my energy really getting aligned to be focusing on the offers that have the biggest impact on my business. And another thing that I've really noticed is that by having so many different offers, it's hard to keep track of all all the changes. If I'm changing one part of a funnel, sometimes that impacts other offers, and then having to remember how they're all linked together and make those changes across automations and emails and sales pages, I really realized how overwhelming a lot of content can be. So these were some real life things that I realized during my review and evaluation process. And then as I've been putting this video together, I'm really aware of the fact that those of us who are neurodivergent, who are creative, multi-passionate souls, and just get so much joy out of being in that creative mode, can actually fall into the chasing the dopamine cycle. First, we have the excitement of a new idea, and that spark is probably the greatest dopamine hit you can get. Then we have the hyperfixation of going in and creating it, pouring so much into it, doing all of the things to put it together, share it with our audience and put it out into the world. But over time, the shine wears off. So whereas with most offers, we want to be promoting them on a regular cycle or doing special launches, the thing with creating low ticket offers is that they're really contained and super simple to put together. But when that shine wears off and we don't want to promote them and talk about them anymore, we move on to the next thing and they become kind of like disposable content. And this is something we need to be really aware of within ourselves, not just the idea to creation to launch to getting over it cycle, but also I was talking to someone recently who mentioned that when they launch an offer, they get so excited seeing the sales come in, seeing people really interested in it. But then as those external kind of factors for success start to dry up, she loses interest and pulls her energy out of it, when most of the time that's when we need to start thinking of creative and new ways to promote and share our offers. It was such a realization for me how easy it is to do that and how we need to look for different ways to create dopamine inside of our existing offers and internally within our own businesses. So when I was doing my review of my own offers and realized that, of course, the 80-20 rule is real for a reason, that 20% of my offers, my one-on-one and my emerge and expand mastermind, were the things that were bringing 80% of the revenue in and having the biggest impact because of the way that those programs are structured to really give custom support to the people inside of them. Not only that, I realized that I was launching new things and taking a lot from the goodwill that I was building up with my email community. And even though I sort of stopped doing those big launches last year, I was still finding myself burning out with all of these offers that needed to be promoted. I realized that some of my best content has been seen by so few people. And for some of my offers, I realized that I needed to rework the format or the way that they work in order for me to be able to show up and really support the participants. Not just randomly retiring offers and not honoring the investment that people had made in them, but really looking at what was working, what I loved delivering, and most importantly, what was serving my people best and how I can double down on those. Basically, what I did was I sat down and I got my list of all the offers that I had created. From there, I put all of the prices of how much everything cost and the sales that I'd made for the year to be able to really see the impact that each offer was having, even just in a purely business revenue sense. But I also took a moment to feel into how I really felt about each offer. Did any of them need updating or reviewing? Were they in the best format that they could possibly be in to make the biggest impact on the people that were looking for the solution that they provide? Was there an ability to evergreen, or did they need to be live launched? How much energy did they take to deliver or to hold space for? How much joy did they bring me, and how in alignment were they with the direction that I'm going in my business? Just sitting down and stockpiling how much you've actually created, whether you've even launched them or not, helps you to see in real time something that you might have been avoiding. Just how much time and energy you've put into creating really cool things that just not enough people have seen. From there, I also sat down and I asked myself some real questions about my goals for the year, the offer or offers that were really going to help me get there the fastest, what could be combined or repurposed or used in different ways, and is there a way I can simplify any of them for myself, but also for my audience as well. Sometimes an idea we have could work better in a different format if we're open to the fact that things are going to change and evolve over time. In fact, my Emerge and Expand Mastermind first started as a series of 5 workshops over the summer that somebody asked, is it possible that we could have a community to get ongoing support? So from there, it turned from 5 workshops into a membership, of which I then decided, because of the kind of community it is and the work that we're doing in there, that it is a longer term commitment than just dipping in for a month and dipping back out. So last year I turned it into a 1-year group program. And I've come to realize that the content in that program is actually less important than the customized support, coaching, and co-working we do. And so that's why this year it's gets evolved into a mastermind. I think sometimes we think that we can't make changes because of what might people think, or will we confuse people, or that we have to get it right the first time. And in my experience over all the years that I've been doing this, the more open I am to a better option and doing regular reviews, that as I evolve and change as a business owner, as a person, sometimes these changes are necessary for the good of the work and for the business. Now, if you're interested at all, I've actually put together a bit of an offer suite review based off the scrappy handwritten version that I did. And I just want to show you quickly how having this in front of you can really shift your mindset about why your offers may be actually doing you a disservice. So for example, at the end of last year, I wanted to join a mastermind myself. I didn't want to take away from the revenue in the business. So I challenged myself towards the end of November to see if I could generate the amount of money I needed to pay for the mastermind in just a couple of weeks. And so when I sat down and did this math, and I have to show you because I know so many people are focusing on low ticket front end offers, sometimes not even having a back end offer, and thinking that that is going to get you the revenue you need, when most people who are teaching about self-liquidating offers and low ticket offers are using the money from that to cover their ad spend to acquire a customer who is ultimately going to join their back end offer. But somewhere there seems to be a disconnect where this isn't happening, and I'm seeing so many people working really, really hard and just not making the money they need in their business. I don't want to diss low ticket offers because they absolutely serve a purpose in your offer suite to create accessibility for people who are just starting out, to streamline your marketing and pay for some of your ad spend. But I just wanted to show you this example so that you can see that this might be something that's really holding you back in your business from that momentum that you need. I put in my 3-month coaching package that I had created at $3,000, and to make the $5,000 to pay for this program I wanted to join, all I needed was 2 people that would give me enough money to cover the mastermind, and then also $1,000 to invest into advertising. That meant that I needed 2 one-on-one clients in order to do that. When I looked at my low ticket membership, which is my Cozy Business Common Room, it's $5 a month. In order to grow that to get the money that I would need, and even though it's monthly recurring revenue, so that would mean obviously ongoing, to get it done in a couple of weeks, I would need to have 1,000 people in the membership paying $5 a month to make the same amount. What a lot of people don't realize when it comes to low ticket offers is the sheer volume of people that you need coming through your funnel, discovering your offer, buying it, and then sticking around to see what your upsell is. This kind of ascension model of, hey, you bought this thing, now buy this thing, has never really sat well with me. And so that was really a block in my business the past couple of years, trying to follow this format. And that's just not really the kind of business that I'm trying to create. My cozy business philosophy is about having a tight-knit community. Doesn't mean I have to get in front of thousands and thousands of people to be able to have a few people upgrade to my mastermind. If this is you, please do not stress. There are solutions, there are ways out of this, but sometimes we have to just stop and be really honest with ourselves. And this offer review scorecard is just going to really help you to do that. There's also some of the questions that I asked myself, and I added a few more so that when you do this, and I recommend doing it at least once a year, but ideally maybe even quarterly or every 6 months, so that you can make sure you don't get to the end of the year and have these realizations and then feel like you have to make quick changes. When we're reviewing on a regular basis, we then have the ability to start course correcting in small little ways instead of having to do a huge big pivot. If you'd like to get access to this, I am going to be putting it in the common room, but if you comment below, I will send it to you as well. And so that's how I took some time to just really review my offers, to think about my energy and my needs and my goals, and making sure that they are all front of mind. In fact, I have this little graphic that I created to help my community realize that choosing the money-making offer, or choosing the thing that is trendy right now, or just randomly picking an offer or a format out of thin air, just starting anywhere is a good idea. But if you start from the top and think about your strengths, your capacity, your goals, your values, your mission, what do you and the business need? That can really help you to go from a top-down approach to creating an offer that calls in the right people, to be able to know that you can show up for that. So for example, being on calls a lot is something that does not work for you at all. Is there a different kind of offer that you can create that is maybe not one-on-one coaching, that is maybe not done via Zoom? You then, when you're creating an offer that's really in alignment with you, start to call in people who are your dream people instead of just anyone who will pay you. From there, you can reverse engineer your freebies and your long form content. And then from there, it's really thinking about, okay, how do I take those pieces and turn them into short form content? This is the way I always think about everything that I'm doing in my business and how things can be repurposed and used the whole way through my content, but they're always coming back to my strengths, my mission, and my goals. And so my Emerge and Expand program, as I just explained to you, is something that has evolved over time that I've just let do what it needs to do and also taken feedback from the people who've been in it. I've been so lucky that a lot of the people who joined Emerge and Expand early on have just stayed and been happy for the program to evolve as we have as a community. And so I just want to recap some of the reasons why it's so important for you to regularly check in with your offers, some of the things that might be getting in your way or may actually be creating challenges or issues, blocks, or just leaking energy without you even realizing, and the benefits of simplifying your offer suite. So the hidden costs are obviously the energy drain of having multiple offers, having to maintain and update and evolve all different kinds of funnels that you might have, different automations that you have. And like I said, if you change one thing, like the price of something, just the time to have to remember where that needs to be updated. The more pieces that we add to the puzzle, the more likely something is going to break. Then of course, there is the split focus of promoting lots of different things. It can sometimes confuse your audience. I don't know about anyone else, but when I'm getting emails about one thing from someone and then the next week it's a completely different offer, I get so confused about what they're actually trying to achieve and if there's even a way that they can possibly help me. We sometimes don't realize this inside of our own business. And so I usually take observations that I have when I'm reading other people's emails or observing what they're doing in their business and how I feel as a consumer of that so that I can reflect on that and how I can do better in my marketing efforts. There is obviously the volume needed for low ticket. And again, remembering that low ticket offers absolutely have a place in our offer suite. And if you're completely new, your offer suite is basically just the collection of offers that you have available for people. I think a lot of people think they're going to discover you maybe on a social media platform. They're going to join your email list, then they're going to buy a low ticket offer, buy a mid-tier offer, and then maybe join your back-end offer, your one-on-one, whatever that might be later on. Most people don't work in a linear fashion. And sure, some people may follow that complete process start to finish, but most of the time you're going to have different offers that meet different people in your audience at different places that they're at. And sure, people might bounce around through our offer suite, but also that sometimes doesn't happen, and that's okay. But by focusing only on low ticket, which I know a lot of people have been made to believe can work from all of the videos that are out there, all of the marketing out there about making hundreds and thousands of dollars from low ticket, the volume needed in order to be able to have real success from that is so much more than most of us are really thinking about, have the budget for, or just have the organic reach in general. The number of people that need to move through that funnel in order to get to that offer and say yes to it can be really unsustainable when you sit down and do the numbers. Next is the neurodivergent or multi-passionate perspective. We need to understand the dopamine chase and be really aware of when that might be happening. We need to be honest with ourselves and know when we're jumping on something because it's a shiny object or it's something that feels really exciting now, but will dull. And by having one main back-end offer, we can use that need for creating new things in our content, in the way that we show up for our inner circle clients. And yes, we can absolutely turn those into front-end offers as well. But so often we can actually repurpose, refine, and evolve our existing offers that are already working instead of adding more busy work to our plate. By going through the offer review, you'll be able to actually see maybe where this is happening and why something might be exciting right now, but might not be something long-term that you want to do. So maybe you turn that into a YouTube series, or you play around with it, or you test the idea out and see if people are interested before spending time working behind the scenes putting it together. And when you have that awareness as well, and the ways that you sometimes can get distracted or be after that dopamine chase, that can help you with your review and check-in process to start to refine something that's going to work best for you and the way that you work. And lastly, the benefits of simplification. I'm not saying you have to just have one offer. In fact, that can be very difficult to manage. We need to have different ways for people to come into contact with our work at different times, wherever they're at on their journey. But when we get to a point where we're constantly just creating and throwing things out and then starting again, this can be so unsustainable and lead to overwhelm, not just for us, for our systems, but also for our audience. The idea of having one really clear back-end offer structure, and then being able to take little pieces and break those off into their own separate offers that are all leading to the one thing means that we get more focused energy. We can help our clients get better results. It creates sustainable creativity for ourselves, and it helps us to streamline our systems, our strategies, and the revenue that we're bringing in. And so now it's your turn. I want you to be able to take something from this video and really make it work for you. Take stock of everything that you've got going on, whether you've already launched it, it's content you've already created, or it's ideas that you're thinking about, and commit to doing a regular review so you can see where 80% of your energy is going, and also which of your offers are having the most impact on your business, on your own energy, and are getting the results for your clients. I have a separate document that I call my ideas shelf, and that's where I put things that I'm really excited about in the moment. And instead of just dropping everything to focus on that, even though I am a fan of go where the energy is, I like to sit and wait on it a few days to see if that initial kind of dopamine spark stays. And more often than not, it's good to kind of keep it somewhere because I know that it might come back around. But usually if I don't get distracted and I keep focusing on the things that are right in front of me right now that I'm focusing on, that moment passes, that spark passes. And it does sometimes come back around as an idea that's perfect for right now. But if we ditch everything that we're working on presently and keep jumping onto new ideas as soon as they come up, that can just lead to more scattered energy, more confusion, and overwhelm. By taking the time to do a review, to schedule in launches and promotions and know exactly what you're focusing on each quarter, and to also review and see if there's a better way that you can deliver your offer so that it meets your energy and your needs, and so that it creates the best impact and results for your members, your clients, your customers. This is going to help you to keep evolving your offers and refining them as they mature, instead of constantly throwing things out and starting from scratch. And it makes you more reliable and trustworthy and consistent from your audience's perspective. And as you're doing your review, the last thing I want you to think about is how can you find a balance that is going to help you meet your creative needs and the way that you work best, your multi-passionate self. And it's going to help you maintain your energy, feel sustainable, joyful, and energizing for you. So I'd love to hear from you if you found this helpful, if you're realizing that it's probably time for a review and simplification of your offers too. If you have been focusing on low ticket offers and you've realized maybe from this video that there is a missing hole in your offer suite, or if you're just at the start of your journey and starting to map out what your offers might look like. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop those below. Make sure you grab the Offer Review Scorecard and stay tuned because I'll be documenting more of how I'm simplifying my business and my offers. And I have some exciting announcements and some free trainings coming up. If you're just starting out and you're not actually sure what kind of offers you want to create or what it is that your people might be interested in, I highly recommend checking out this video on documenting your journey. It's going to help you to just start getting comfortable talking about the things you're passionate about and the tools and resources and skills that you have and how you're implementing them in your life. And that's going to help you to create a feedback loop as people start to have questions and be curious about what you're doing. And if you want to learn more about my Cozy Business Framework, make sure you go back and watch the first video in this series. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.